Hello everyone, this is GT Time. I'm your moderator, Kyle Bossman, and joining us as always is our uniquely talented and knowledgeable panel, including Brandon Jones.
Hi everybody.
Ian Hink.
Hi.
And Michael Damiani.
They've taken the hobbits to Isengard. I just wanted to say
That's
that.
how he's going out.
You know what? That was my last. Let me redo Michael Damiani.
No.
And in his last regular appearance, Michael Damiani.
But that sounded
awesome.
cooler in your head.
It probably all peaked. The whole thing is probably
Yeah, you just destroyed the audio. Thanks.
And everyone listening doesn't even appreciate that. That's for me. Honestly,
Well, thankfully that will never
They
happen
probably
again.
actively
That's how they appreciate
dislike
it.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. I'm sure the 5 comments have
you
been
are
written already.
downtrending right now.
Yeah, we're trending down. People are tuning out. I just wanted that. That was for me. I wanted that. This is Damiani's last regular appearance. After today, he's going to Texas.
Yep.
Got to make it clear, still with game trailers. Everyone's just like, yeah, he's leaving
he's
because
not
he's sick of that
fired or
place.
quitting
Yeah.
yet.
There's only been 2 or 3 people who didn't get that part, but I think it's, for anyone who's still confused about it, not actually leaving game trailers. I'm just leaving California. California
Game
and I
trailer's
are
good.
splitting up.
California bad.
So, what makes you think you can do that? What kind of person just says, you know what, I'm still going to do this job, but I'm going to go live in Texas, and you can just pay me the same, and I'll just do my job over in Texas.
So we make video game videos.
Yeah.
The more
era.
stuff I work on and stuff, the more I realize I could get a lot more shit done if I could just be focused.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. Here's a good inside story. Back at Viacom, when we had the capture bays, I always used Station 1 because it was the most enclosed one, and people might walk by, but they never bothered me, and it was really focused, and I got so much done there. Now here with how our capture setup is, it's way too hard to go for long stretches without getting distracted. The best I could do was sitting at where Brad sits right now. I don't know if anyone's seen on your your skits and stuff. You've seen the cubicles, yeah. So one of those has the lightning thing behind me, so people can't sneak up behind me. So it blocks off the back.
You'll
so
still occasionally end up with a Huber breathing down your neck.
Yeah. So it was as close as I could come.
Yeah.
And then I shared office with Blood War, so I couldn't that didn't know it was always isolated. So I never had an isolated spot like I did over at Viacom.
Yeah.
And I was man, this doesn't work out too well. That's just one of the things. But the other thing is. Having to actually commute to work sucked for everyone. So not having to commute, and so long, Ian. It's kind of weird. Okay, we're still talking. No, the commute was eating up so much of my time. So I was man, you know what? I am losing 2 hours a day that I could be doing other stuff. And by the time I get in the office, I'm fed up with the drive. I'm so angry and stuff. I'm man, I'm not in a good mood. I start off every day not in a good mood when I get to work and stuff. So I was this kind of stinks. Going to Viacom, it wasn't too terrible because it was right off the highway that I get off. So it was oh man, this is too bad.
Yeah.
But now this how far we are inland. For anyone who lives in Southern California knows Southern California geography. We are in the smack dab middle of Hollywood, West LA area, and it's
Beverly Hills.
Yeah, Beverly Hills. Middle. Even though there's lots of shit around here, to me it's the middle of nowhere because there's no highways that go to it. You have to drive along side roads for 20 minutes every direction.
The dumbest traffic.
And
of the dumbest
and it's just
people.
weird to me. It's why is there so much traffic here? It's not even the highway, it's just side roads. There's just too many people here. This is ridiculous.
All right, you've made your
I
case.
don't understand you guys. You live in freaking Pasadena. You live in Valencia. Doesn't make any sense. I bike here.
Yeah. So, what is your address exactly?
It's Chevy
But
Hills.
the cool thing about a new place is I got an apartment that has a work room essentially. It has its own enclosure where I'm gonna set up my desk and the capture stuff. So I'm gonna have my own little mini production area.
So you wake up, you're in Texas, you're waking up, you make a pot of coffee,
Put on your makeup.
you put up your makeup, and then you walk into your workroom. What's the first thing you do?
Crack a 1.
What is a 1? What is a 1?
1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh, okay. At the crack of 1.
We're gonna go to. I want to make more routine daily stuff. So I think the first thing I'm gonna do is go to like GAF and see if there's any like really big like topics of discussion or
There
whatever.
always is, yeah.
And then I'm gonna like I want to make like a video immediately like reacting to one of those.
Are you honestly going to do that? Because that's a really good idea.
I think so. If I can get a camera, like as long as the webcam looks good enough.
Yeah, okay.
Or I don't know, just do like a live stream discussion with people.
The
Like,
Daily
what are they?
Damiani.
The Daily Damiani.
Just something like that. Like
Dispatches, Damiani Dispatch.
Damiani Daily Dispatch.
Yeah.
this is something that
The
be more
DDD.
more conversational. I feel like.
Cool.
Plus, like I don't have like more time to like I have like my games library right there, so I don't have to like have my own personal games library now. So if I just
Here's
see
my question. How are you going to facilitate the amount of footage that you always capture for every project? You're going to have, like, your hard drive budget is going to be astronomical.
Oh, I have like I have 1 2 terabyte passport
Okay,
that I
that's
got.
half a playthrough of Metal Gear Solid 1.
Then I have the 2 solid state drives that I'm getting for we use for the AverMedias.
Okay.
So those are like what 120 gigabytes each.
Okay, that's
So
one cutscene.
That's 256. And then my computer has a internal 1 terabyte hard drive. And then I'll have my other PC that I'm just gonna use for storage. It has like 4 terabytes on
And
it.
you'll be sending it all over here, too.
Oh yeah, like we already like for another inside thing. When we were doing the Captain Toad review, or when I was doing the Captain Toad review, it was over Thanksgiving. No one was in the office. I sent the footage over. I wanted to get it ready because it had to be cut by Monday. I uploaded it, so we did the remote thing, and
FTP.
yeah, so we have FTP.
How long did that take?
Not
That's a lot of footage.
didn't take that long actually.
Really?
Took only a few hours. Yeah.
Okay, so that's it for Tech Talk.
Yeah.
We should discuss what's on the coffee table right now.
What is that?
If you're only listening to the show right now, if you're still listening,
What is that?
we have a couple of striped socks right here.
Oh, that coffee table. It's like this.
That's my water.
That's like huge.
Brandon Jones is
40
amidst a sock renaissance. Something's changed inside of him.
Renaissance.
Brandon, what are we looking at right here?
I got Christmas toe socks.
Red and green
I
stripe.
forgot to mention that. Yeah, they're the kind that like they're snugly fit around each individual toe.
What manner of creature is on there? What is that?
Is that a
I
reindeer?
got some reindeer on the
reindeer?
front there.
But it's a
They're
reindeer wearing a sweater.
sweaters. Oh. My God.
I didn't even know
What do you mean? You
that all
didn't
these
even know?
socks were missing from my life. I knew there was something,
man.
Kyle. I didn't know what it was. And it turns out it was
believe you-
socks.
I can't
Did
believe
you
you
own
caved.
these or buy these?
I own these actually, so I just
Nice.
I had a
whipped them
feeling.
out.
The
Stylish.
comments talking about your white socks are North Korea, and you are Sony, and you say, you know what? Fine,
Yeah.
no, I'll wear black socks. I'll wear these.
The difference
You
is
gave in, the terrorists
the
won.
difference is Sony's gonna be very sad this Christmas when they don't, aren't making money off of this movie that they've, put all these resources in.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess good press is, just press alone by itself is good press. There's no such thing as bad press. Whereas I'm loving life in these socks.
I'd say there's
I think
such
it's been
a thing
changed.
as bad press.
I think it's been changed for the better.
Oh, yeah.
That guy who played Kramer, his life was never the same.
That's not good. Yeah.
Cosby, he's pretty screwed.
Well,
You
see,
and
people
Huber
still
have
love 'em.
identical scratches on the right side of your neck.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Like new scratches?
I don't know. They're like old, like right here. What's the deal?
I don't know. We both played Evil Within. Maybe it's like
Yeah.
long-term.
The long hair
PTSD
blood lady.
from
Or
playing.
like
Resident Evil
battled the
fans.
same demon.
Yeah.
He's got the same slash. I forgot to mention why Ian's here. Bloodworth is on vacation already.
Oh. Slacker Bloodworth.
Slacker
Yeah.
It's
Bloodworth.
taking off early.
So if you have not watched the last GT time, that is the last GT time of that era, of that crew.
Of the original cast.
Ironically, right at the end of the year, right, just wrap up the whole season.
I wouldn't call it irony.
I'm not sure if that's irony.
Yeah, I throw that word
That's
around
like
too, way too
Alanis
much.
Morissette irony.
Right.
Although now, kind of ironically, they added the wrong definition of ironic to the dictionary because everyone kept using it wrong.
That's irony.
So
That is legitimate irony.
so now like the idiots have won
Oh man.
to say something really harsh.
What I want to do with this week's episode and why it's been pretty casual up to this point, we're just doing a year in review. 2014, a year in review.
Urine review.
Urine review, yeah, like how it's tasted, how salty, gross.
You are.
I don't know why. I don't know why I
He
did
said
that.
you are in review.
I just called a bunch of people idiots, but you just admitted to drinking urine.
Yeah. So this is. I just want to talk about the biggest stories of the year. This podcast started in I
probably
think
easier.
March
Of 1998.
of 1998. Been around
good-
a while.
been a
Yeah,
good
we've had
bunch of years.
run. Yeah. Sad to see blood not make it for this one. I want to talk about this year because, all right, here's our first thing. This is like our first full year of next gen. the new consoles of the 8th gen launched pretty late into last year. And so this was its first full year. And when they did launch last year, it was kind of just like, well, we'll wait for the good games. We'll wait for the next gen
Still
games.
waiting.
And that's basically, Ian, what I want to talk about. Are we still waiting for next gen games?
We've had about 4. Well, I mean, how many games only came out on next gen?
Oh man, I don't have a list.
Because Destiny ain't. Evil Within didn't.
Titanfall
few.
didn't.
Infamous.
Titanfall didn't. Infamous Second Son.
Infamous Second Son,
Sunset Overdrive.
Overdrive.
Sunset Overhyped.
Yeah.
Forza was on both.
Uh,
Dark
my
Souls
gosh.
2
Dark
was
Souls 2
old.
was
Was old
old.
gen. That old gen.
Mario Kart
Old gen.
8.
Drive
Super
Club,
Wii U does not count as
Tropical
8th
Freeze.
Gen.
Tropical Freeze.
Bayonetta
Wii
2.
U does not count as 8th gen.
Right, because we're talking about these two consoles in their first year and a half.
Is
this
Wii U
plan,
8th gen?
Little Big
Yes,
Planet.
yes,
No,
it
Little
is.
Big
No,
Planet
it's
3 came out on
Is
both.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's basically that. It's basically Drive Club, Infamous, Sunset Overdrive. I'm sure there are some sweet indie games I'm forgetting.
Yeah.
But large AAA console releases. That's basically it.
PT.
PT will count it.
Was PT? PT was only PS4, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Was Master Chief Collection on 360?
Uh,
just Xbox
no,
One?
that's
They're
just
all-
Xbox
That's
One.
an HD re-release. That doesn't count.
I don't count it.
It doesn't count.
The Last of Us Remastered.
I don't count
No.
it. I don't count that.
No.
So yeah, I mean, let's talk about.
There
like,
are no
next-gen-ness.
next gen games.
Did you play next gen game this year? Anyone?
Assassin's Creed Unity.
Nice.
was that
Nailed it.
only this gen?
Shadow of Mordor, was that on old?
Game doesn't.
It
Yeah.
just came out on old, and it's chunky and stinky.
Right. I
Yeah,
would say
they were
Shadow.
working on it simultaneously.
I,
but it was
I
a
would
different
argue Shadow of
company.
Mordor is a next gen game.
It was a different company making the old version. Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, yes, I'm supporting your argument because
Hey.
So
the
that's
company
our
made
first-
I
the
got that
one
at least.
version, and then some other crap company made the crappy version.
That's the first one. Any games anyone was willing to call next gen is Shadow of Mordor.
Call of Duty Advanced Warfare.
Didn't that come out on the older system?
Thought that was only for current gen.
I should have known these
No,
things. I
that'd
haven't really
be-
paid that close
That'd be a
attention.
gutsy move, I think.
It'd be too gutsy. I don't believe it.
All right. That would have been awesome.
I feel like that would upset the I don't have internet crowd.
The I don't have internet crowd doesn't love Call of Duty. They just love multiplayer mostly.
Oh yeah, you're right. I think it is on the other platforms.
Okay, so Brandon, why is Shadow of Mordor next gen?
Because to me, next gen, it was kind of like we didn't do graphics for this year's awards. We just kind of looked around the room. And it was like we just played a lot of games that looked good. I don't know. It's not. You know, I think that's a product of eras going from like 4x3 to 16:9. Going from like just getting used to like building 3D environments to like actually having faces that could like lips could move and like these huge advancements. Where it's like, wow, that totally changes the game visually.
Or in the case of Unity, actually having faces.
Yeah, there you go. But it's like now it's tough to see. It's like, yeah, that does look better, but is that essential? Like, would this gameplay experience not be as good for me if like that didn't look that good? If that one little ray of sunlight wasn't that crisp? And so to me, what's coming through now is like, wow, that's a point of this game that would be totally boring before. That in the previous gen, every single game that was released in that genre didn't even think about that. And every single adventure game that came out in the 7th gen was just like, yeah, there's dudes and you fight them. Devil May Cry, it's like, yeah, there's just guys. And then occasionally you bump into like bigger guys that have different animation, which makes them feel tougher. And like that was games. And now it's like, no, you're obsessed with this one orc because that's how your playthrough happened. And it's not something like Far Cry or Wolfenstein did where it's like, oh, you can save this guy or this guy. You can do this mission or that. It was like, no, this one guy, and you don't even have to care about that, but these little like organic things are happening in the game. And it was like the combat system in Arkham Asylum. It was like, everyone's gonna do this now. That's like the new standard of action games.
So you think more significance to player
For
depth?
action games or for Batman or for...
It's just not my preferred style of combat.
But
But
it's...
I do like that dying matters. I
Right.
think
I like
that's
that.
the best part thing to
The
come out of
Nemesis
that.
system is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's two different styles of combat. There's like, I want to look awesome doing this, and I want to do an awesome job at this.
Right.
And I think,
I prefer
Dark
the
Souls is the
latter, yeah,
comparison
yeah.
that like, it doesn't matter how that looked, I survived, and that
Yeah.
in and of itself is an
Like you
achievement.
don't even know how it looked because you were too busy trying not to die.
Right.
Yeah.
Whereas like I found myself, I played Shadow of Mordor for a little while, didn't get into it, but like because I found myself just watching the combat, and I'm like, yeah, this looks really cool, but I'm just mashing square. I guess I hit triangle just now to dodge.
But specifically, actually, the combat system in Mordor actually was not next gen because that just borrowed the system that Arkham had used with a little bit of combos and stuff like that you could register that like you can. Maybe Batman will pick that up from them. But specifically, again, making something that was common in games, making it exciting, making it something to get excited about in the game by itself, where it's like, I don't actually care what's going on in the story in Mordor. I'm just super into Pugface because I can't kill this damn guy. Every time I try to go get him, I
Pugface
die
gets ya.
and he gets promoted.
Yeah.
And so it's like by the time I get to, I'm like, 8 hours into this game and this guy's still around and I still haven't taken him out. So am I going to do the story thing or am I going to do this separate thing that just blossomed in the game itself? Kind of like The Sims or like Spore, like PC simulation games tried to do, where it's just like this
Yeah.
emergent gameplay where I want to watch you play because that's like, what are you doing? I can't even recognize your play experience.
Can I do a shallow one? I was recently just watching Blood. He called us in. He's like, hey, come look at this rain. So we go in his office. He's playing Drive Club. The weather is on now. And when you're in first person, the rain has physics on it. So when you turn, the rain like kind of moves across your windshield as if real rain would.
That's rad.
And I was like, oh my gosh, I've never seen that before. That is what I always want in a new generation, is those things.
Kind of a sister argument to what you're saying right now.
Yeah.
That's when I gave up hope. This was before Thief came out. We had them in the office. They were playing Thief for like an
Yeah.
hour on the PS4, and I was like,
Thief was this year, 2014.
yeah. And I'm like, this game looks kind of cool. Like, I don't know, this could be kind of fun. I was bummed that you couldn't customize your character or whatever, but like the second I was like, nope, this game is going to be bad. I don't know, it's just intuition. I saw the rain hitting puddles and it looked really bad. You could just see the like 3 different textures for the rain animation. It was just like boop doo doo, boop doo doo doo. And I was just like, wow, that looks really bad. This game is trash.
Damiani, is Bayonetta 2 next gen?
No,
Why?
because it's on Wii U, and you guys don't think Wii U is next gen.
Don't see you guys. I asked you.
That was just me.
I asked you.
I don't know. It looks pretty much the same as the last one, so I don't think it was trying to push visual fidelity. So it wasn't going for the visual department of like the so-called, look of the current gen games on PS4, Xbox One, or high-end PC. The gameplay, I guess you can call it the gameplay beyond next gen because it's so good.
I can
that
call it beyond next
nothing
gen.
in like
Ninth
nothing
gen gameplay
nothing
already.
this gen has even. Yeah, it's in the 9th generation of gameplay.
What
right
does
now.
that mean? What makes a
I don't
gameplay
even know
so good?
what that means. It just means
don't even know what
it's
that
just so far beyond what exists right now.
I hate the word gameplay.
Yeah,
You're in the wrong business.
Yeah.
I hate the word or the phrase 9th generation, 8th generation, 7th generation of games.
Okay.
Doesn't
You got
exist.
it. You got to count where you are. You can't. March. I hate March. I don't want to know we're 3 months into the year.
We need to go back to like 16-bit, 8-bit,
Thursday.
32-bit.
I hate
64-bit.
Thursday.
They were in like the 2 million bit era or
That
some
made it
shit.
simpler, yeah.
This
When they
should
were
just
just
be a
like,
day
Just
by
make
day
up
like any
fake
other.
numbers.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have names.
Wednesday.
What does that even mean?
Winter.
But, like, it's giving
Who the
like
hell is Wens?
it's like too. I don't know. It's too much. I think for what it is. It sounds like they hate to bring like Lord of the Rings, like the 4th age of like the new era, blah blah. It's like the 6th age of gaming, blah blah. Like sounds like this grand like epic like.
it is.
Oh, it's
grand and
totally epic.
Yeah.
But, okay, do they do that? Like I know, like how they do it in like movies. Like they do like the eras. It makes sense based on the description of like what it was.
Yeah. Mhm.
So we don't do that in
Golden
gaming.
age
It's just
of
we
gaming.
used
are
to.
in the
We
8th
kind of did
era
it for
of
like
video games.
we did like the bits like for the processors, but we went away from that. Now we're just like, well, what do we do now? 7th era of. I don't think that shit existed until we stopped after the 64-bit era because they were like, oh, what do we do now? The DVD era of video
Even
games.
64 was weird
Now
because
we're in
PS2
the like.
or PS1 was 32, so like even that wasn't. Quite
Yeah,
right.
like then they were
Yeah.
all off. It's like, oh
Yeah.
wait, what do we do? Not everyone's on the same page. Damn it!
I
Why
never
did you do
heard
that?
8th gen until this gen. I never heard people call
It wasn't until like the last year and a half that I saw people actively trying to label. Like I think Wikipedia also was like, we gotta categorize all this. We're gonna like standardize all the generations with a number because it's like the most basic, simple thing.
I promise you that wasn't just made this year. I promise you Wikipedia.
I
and
bet
many
like in
others
like
have
20
started
something
that.
years now, people have a better way to describe some of this stuff, and they'll have like a better.
I mean, that's the
name.
thing. Like
They're gonna call this
people
the
call it the
Bronze
golden
Age.
age and and then like the new wave and stuff. They named that 10 or 20 years after the fact.
Yeah, so we gotta wait.
These are gonna be
Film
the
Noir
dark
was
ages.
named way later. Yeah, I mean, just like in film, like this is the age of the franchise. Like games are sort of the same. It's like
Yeah.
it's all just schlocky trash to make money.
We call it the DLC age,
We could
microtransaction age.
the season pass age,
Yeah, the season pass age.
the age of bugs.
So I do want to talk about Microsoft's year because I feel like they ended this year in a much better position than they started this year.
They've
And-
gone from 4th string to 3rd. Man, I'm not going to be popular this episode.
No, that's
I'm
why
saying a
people-
lot of pretentious and offensive things.
Ian's a fan favorite because he's offensive, and then
Do you
like
ever cross
it's all
the wrong leg? I crossed this leg. I never crossed this leg.
Yeah, and
It's
it
really
feels,
weird.
It's you're stretching muscles you don't normally stretch.
I feel really weird right now.
yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, that must be it.
Good-
That's
you-
why I'm so acerbic
you
and
can switch.
unlikable.
You can switch
I was
it.
doing the other leg for a while. I'm trying. This is switched.
By the way, we talked about Brandon's socks.
Huh?
Let's take a peek at Ian's socks right now.
Yeah.
We got
Oh.
like really cool colors on his right foot, like sherbet colors basically,
Yeah, sherbet.
and then
So you're
straight
doc-
up purple on left
he's
foot.
he's
Purple.
Dr. Seuss.
Okay,
Purple.
with someone else's names initialed on the toes.
I don't know. It's just a brand.
Okay.
These are women's socks that I got at Costco for $7.
How could you say no?
$7.
Can't say no to that.
All right. So let's talk about why. How did Microsoft pull that off this year? How did they get there?
By lowering their
What do you
price
mean?
and taking the Kinect
Pulling off
out of
what?
the fucking bundle.
Yeah, I think that was
That's
a
how
huge
they did
thing.
it.
That was like probably it, right? It was. Was it that simple?
They took the thing like a year and a half after the fact, like when they had that stupid, terrible first announcement of their dumb system, where they were like, "Hey, we made a system for soccer moms to watch TV. Also, gamers are cool." And then like everyone was like, "What? It's too expensive. We don't want the Kinect. What are you doing? You've betrayed all of us." And then now a year and a half later, they're like, "Hey, let's take the Kinect out and focus more on game. Let's do all the things that we should have done in the first place, and that everyone told us over and over we should have done in the first place. Let's do those things." And now everyone's like, "Good job, Microsoft, you did it." I'm like, "No, you made a good decision 2 years too late."
It clearly wasn't too late. They're catching up.
Well, yeah,
the game
yeah.
down.
If you lower a price and take out useless hardware, you're gonna sell more units. Mm-hmm. It makes sense. Like they should have done this from the word go, and then they wouldn't have been behind in the first place. It's bad business making up. They're doing what they should have done originally, and it's just making up for bad decisions.
I think Don Matrick left last year, or I mean in 2013. But I don't think that Phil Spencer started until this year, and so this is basically the year of Phil Spencer.
Al Pacino. Is he the one who looks like Al Pacino?
None of them look like Al Pacino.
One of these guys looks like Al Pacino to me. I think it's Phil Spencer.
Man, I saw a trailer
Might be
for
the EA
a movie
guy.
where Al Pacino's a singer. The most charming dude in that movie.
Really?
Yeah, who would have thought that Al Pacino could be like a wholesome romantic comedy guy?
Huh. He could
Killing
probably do it. He was in Scent of a Woman, right? He was charming in that.
Yeah. Phil Spencer's the
remember.
guy who likes to wear tight T-shirts, and Brandon Jones is a really good impression of him, actually.
Shape your experience is the one. I got really good. Because it just gets really chews on his words.
Maybe it's not the Al
Or
Pacino
the
guy.
Xbox. I don't think so. It's not that good. It's not that good actually, but
who's the Bond
anything I can do to
villain?
make somebody laugh, I'll do every
It's
time.
specific. It's specific.
Which one was the Bond villain? Is that Sony? Remember at like E3 it came out wearing that like suit with the like shiny lapels and everyone was like,
Sean Layden?
"I want you to." No, Sean Layden's the mafia boss.
Phil Harrison
Okay.
kind of looks like a Bond villain.
Sure.
Yeah, he's a younger guy.
Yeah.
I get them all confused. I can't remember who's who.
So Phil Spencer is head of Xbox.
Yeah.
Xbox is in his job title.
Oh yeah, no, he doesn't look like Al Pacino now.
Yeah,
I remember this guy now.
Yeah. And this was his year, and I mean, he did a lot of interviews. He's been a lot more enthusiast friendly than Don Matrick was. That was me avoiding the word gamer. I've worked so hard on it. Let's just say gamer
You can say
friendly.
it in this show, right?
He's gamer friendly. I can. I don't like that word, but like that's what he is. He's just like, I'm for you gamers. I like you gamers. I understand you gamers.
The word gamer
here's-
is weird.
Well, here's the hard part: is like if you're going to come out with a new console and you're making this huge announcement, like you can't come out and be like, "Hey, so we want to make a video game console, and we were just checking with you guys about what do you guys want from like a console. Like you have to come out and be like, this is it. This is
Right.
our new
And they
goal.
did it wrong.
This is right because they came out first because they were like the first to come out and announce everything.
Yeah.
And then Sony was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Scratch
Let's
those off
do
the
all-
list.
Yeah, let's
highlight
get it
those.
right, yeah.
I know, like,
And then like they came out and they're like, okay, here's our big bold new step. That's exactly what Microsoft is going to do. So then he came out and was like, okay, here's where we messed up. Our whole vibe now is going to be we are going to listen to you guys, like, which is hilarious that Sony is the one that ended up having this huge like PlayStation experience. You would think
Right.
like the knee-jerk reaction from Microsoft is be like,
Fans,
we'll
fans,
throw
fans.
everybody a party.
Yeah.
Like, that's the
all
thing is,
DLC
like,
for free. you
That's
know?
the thing is like, yeah, Microsoft came out first, so they were at a disadvantage in that regard. And then Sony was like, okay, yeah, let's do it right. And then they did. They blew it out of the water, getting ahead, I think. But then they did something like PlayStation Experience first, and they nailed it.
Right.
So it's like, I think that Sony just has better business acumen than Microsoft, maybe? I don't know. It's like Microsoft has always been struggling to understand who and what they are or something. I don't know.
So I want to correct you. Sony announced their console first. They did that before Microsoft announced their console.
I think specifically I'm talking about the press conferences, like
at E3.
because they announced and they didn't really like
Sony announced first?
they announced like when Sony announced they announced Gaikai and like that really hasn't happened yet. There were a lot of things that they announced at that press conference were like, oh, okay, but we didn't see the console yet, didn't we?
No, you did not see the console.
Yeah,
at the
they
end of
announced
that.
it was PlayStation 4.
You
but
saw
we hadn't-
NAC, but no console.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, weird. I forgot that in my mind. Well, then Microsoft has no excuse.
No, they don't.
Wait, when did they do the
Except everything's
the
fixed
video
now.
where they handed the used
That was at
game?
E3.
That was at the second day of E3.
Because in my mind, I put that in the original announcement. Okay, now that makes more sense.
I just remembered in correcting you, I got to do corrections.
Oh.
Start corrections music.
30 minutes in.
So late into the episode. Okay,
I hate you.
we did see a sword in the Legend of Zelda footage. Link did have a sword atop that horse. He was swinging that around, so it's not exclusively bow and arrow.
Oh.
Street Fighter 4 had 4 boxed releases. I said 3, it's actually 4. Though, to be fair,
How
they're not
dare
all
you.
$60. It's not like, oh, they're making me buy the same game every year. It's like you're buying a cheaper and cheaper version of the... I can't take it. And also, the Nintendo store is not in Times Square, it's in Rockefeller Center. Someone said Times Square. Probably Bloodworth. End corrections music.
Bloodworth and his specious knowledge of New York.
Specious. Okay, let's talk about leaks. Leaks are a big thing in 2014. One of our first
Sam?
episodes of this show, we talked about Assassin's Creed
Locks.
Unity and Assassin's Creed Comet. That was one of our first things we ever talked about. The Smash Bros. Roster leaked. Victory, of course, leaked recently. Do you think this year is an outlier of leaks? Oh, and all the NT kernel stuff? Basically, all of Microsoft's year was leaked months and months ahead of time. The white Xbox and the existence of the Halo collection. Anyway, do you think that's an outlier?
Street Fighter 5.
Or do you think this trend's going to continue? Are we going to see leaks this much every single year?
Probably.
Yeah.
We always see leaks like this. For the last few years, this always happens.
These are worse leaks than usual.
I think the internet, like, as the internet gets quote unquote better and people get better at it and people get douchier, as they seem to be doing, we'll get more leaks.
Because I think
Yeah.
what used to happen is that like you'd hear rumors all the time, and you kind of have to sift through like what was actually a rumor and what wasn't. And now a lot of times we'll get an announcement. It's like, oh, this is it. I mean, this is clearly that's it. We just have it. Yay!
Because we already knew it was
Yeah.
coming.
We
you
opened
mean?
the door and like the girl didn't come out of the cake. She was already out and sitting on the couch eating cake. And we're like, oh hi. She's like, oh, it's your birthday, and you're like, oh, okay. You want to sit on the couch and eat some cake? You're like, I guess.
I'll get back in the cake.
I'll get back in the cake.
Okay.
No, you don't have to now.
I'll
you
take
don't
off
have
my
come on, you don't have to-
overcoat.
You know?
I mean, it's like in the old days, the rumor mill was magazines, right? Like you'd
Oh
read
yeah.
PlayStation Magazine or PSN or what was it called? PSM.
Yeah.
Back in the day, I had PSM, but or like
EGM had the Q-Man.
Like yeah, and you'd read like a thing and it was like, whoa, what is this? It's like, there's gonna be a second Silent Hill game. This is crazy. Is
Yeah.
this true? This can't be true. It's too good.
They've later confirmed
And then, like,
they just
months
made some of them
later-
up.
Really?
Yeah. Sure.
No, I mean they had to have because there wasn't like. That's the thing is like, we all come from a time before the internet
Yeah.
when like there wasn't a NeoGAF to instantly tell you that Bloodborne is a thing.
Well, like IGN had a headline today, I think, that was like, or yesterday, it was like, so Ken Levine's got to be working on something.
Yeah, what is it? Who knows?
Are you dead serious?
Yeah, and it was like, what? Gotta be something.
He's probably not
it's
just fishing.
Okay. No. But it's interesting to create an interesting conversation. Like, there's that, and then there's like, okay, well, this is obvious. This victory is obviously real. I mean,
You
they're
don't
not
think
gonna.
Kevin's working on anything?
I do. Just like hilarious. So,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
That was IGN. I expected of Kotaku, Polygon, but
Whoa!
IGN.
Shots fired.
So I guess basically my question, I'll direct this at Damiani. Lessons learned.
Don't do that.
Should we? Don't direct anything at him.
reflect.
Right, back at me. Is this? Are there lessons to be learned? If you have a video game announcement, should you just put it out there sooner to get ahead of the leaks? Is that something like was Smash Bros. Too protective of its roster? That kind of thing.
So okay, and I am a little torn about this. I feel like, especially like creating stuff myself. So not about like leaks, but if you're the person who's creating it and you're talking about the timing, I feel like in this day and age, I feel like it's not safe to sit on something for too long. I feel like once something's ready to go, you should like get it out the door as soon as possible. Not just like the game, but the announcement. Like, hey, we got a trailer for this. It's cut. It's ready to go. You're seeing more and more publishers can do things on their own terms. They don't have to wait for E3. They don't have to wait for Comic-Con or PAX. They can just do it like Nintendo. A Nintendo Direct. Hey, just giving a heads up. Like, hey, next week we're doing a live stream announcement of something huge. And like if it's your the next Assassin's Creed, like it's like, hey, just schedule like a week. We have a trailer for this. Like let's do it.
I think they should do it now.
instead of holding on it.
Yeah.
I mean, stealth, like doing it like a stealth
Beyonce.
announcement,
Yeah.
like that. That can work too. But if you want to get more people focused on that moment, hey, we're doing a live stream. More people have a chance to tune in. I would counter saying yes. If the alternative was someone else is going to find out about it, like someone's already informed you, hey, we think someone already heard about this that shouldn't have heard about it. There's this chance they might post about it. We don't know.
Yeah.
We have the trailer ready to go. Maybe we should just put it out there ahead of them.
Yeah.
In that case, I totally agree. Put the trailer out there. Don't risk it. Don't have someone ruin your surprise. It's coming from the creator part of it.
Right.
So just if you have it ready to go and there's any indication someone's got advanced knowledge of it and they shouldn't, don't take the chance. Like let people enjoy the surprise and enjoy
Control
the
your
announcement.
message, basically.
However, if you have something done in like say January, like Square Enix, like we have the next Final Fantasy 15 trailer ready to go in January, but we're not gonna show it till E3. Like, no, don't do that.
Yeah.
Schedule some kind of live stream or a mini event, and hey, week from now, 2 weeks from now, tune into our Twitch channel or tune into SquareEnix.com/Final Fantasy 15. You have something there you gotta check, and you know what it's gonna be, and then you're like, it's on your terms.
Well, I think there's also there's a right way and a wrong way too, as with everything. Like PT, that's the right way to hold on to a secret and drop the bomb, you know?
The
And
best
then-
possible way.
Best possible way to do that. And then I think that Telltale's release of Game of Thrones, not really the wrong way, but not a great way to do it, because all of a sudden it's just like, oh, the game's out, and then everyone, no one has time to play it, no one has time to even realize or review it, you know, and I don't know, there's a right way and a wrong way, you know, I think sometimes a stream, if you publicize it enough, if you're Nintendo or whatever, but if you're No Man's Sky, and you're, you know, if they just put out a trailer, it was incredible, so it probably would have caught steam over time, but doing that at E3 is a huge big thing because they have the platform. You know?
So
Whereas
that's
if
a
someone
reason to hold on. I get what
someone
you
had
mean.
leaked it,
Yeah.
then it wouldn't have gotten the steam. I don't know.
I think that speaks to if you're going to do something like that, maybe you need to have a shorter lead time, especially if we want to do.
Right.
We need to have something big for E3. We want PT to be at E3. Start developing that within a time frame that it has less of a chance to be discovered by people. I also think that I assume the team that worked on PT, but also the Telltale team, they're really small. It's very hard. There's not a lot of outside people being involved initially. Less chance of it being leaked because the team's not big. Giant companies, I don't know. Konami's kind of a big company. I guess Kojima's really secretive. He's really good at protecting
really
his
good.
stuff, so he knows how it works.
I think outside of video games, an example is the Avengers 2 trailer, where it's just if you tune in on that episode coming in 1 week, and it's
Yeah.
just somebody ruined that for
And
you.
then everyone's
Yeah.
screw you.
But that
Yeah.
trailer was probably done trailer was probably done for a while.
Yeah, I
was
think
not
so.
done that day, and like we're gonna show it next week.
And I
were
think they
probably
should.
sitting. They
I
were
think
sitting
they
on
should have
it.
shown it as soon as possible.
Yeah.
I think that was
That's
a bad.
a good
what
point
if-
actually, because like one of my things I hate at events is when someone will come out and talk for 10 minutes about the trailer you're about to watch, and it's
Yeah.
like just show
Just show it.
because you're building me up way too much for this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas like you should just play like catch me in my moment where I'm just kind of like huh, and then boom, and then hit me
Yeah.
with no expectations,
Or,
and
like,
then I have
even, like,
questions,
the
and then answer the questions.
Concept stuff that we got, like a lot of at EA's presser or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
it's just like, no, this is like worse than a leak because it's like sanctioned by the company and like boring.
The Mirror's Edge stuff specifically, real bad.
What if like leaks are gonna keep happening, right? What if instead of, because it's always kind of like Street Fighter V, right? It leaks and then they show the same thing, and you're like, okay, yeah, we already saw that, but it's still cool.
She got
What
back
if-
in the cake.
Yeah. What if like companies started saying like, all right, I mean this might encourage leaking, but like what if they're like, all right, PT, like let's say in an alternate reality.
Okay.
Nope, this is a bad example because it was too cool. But like, let's say like Dragon Age trailer, like The Witcher 3, whatever, like a trailer leaks, and like that's the trailer they were gonna show at PlayStation Experience, whatever. They were like, all right, we've got a week and a half demo. Put out a playable demo.
If something
Blow everybody's mind.
if
like,
something leaks,
yeah, leak something,
React
do
to
something
that.
crazy.
yeah, that
Like
makes
even
sense.
if it doesn't work.
yeah,
Like, just blow their minds even more. Be like, all right, you leaked that. That's great. Take it as a compliment.
yeah,
Like, there's excitement. Now we got to do something even crazier to, like, up the ante.
yeah.
I wonder what that... I mean, it'd be
just so-
Batman. It'd be escalation. Like,
It's
you'd
just
get
so
the Joker.
tough to build to create those announcements. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's like Halo 2. Worked so hard on this demo, and then like they were done with E3, and they're like, oh crap, we were so busy working on the demo, we weren't making the actual game. And so for someone to like yank the rug out from under
Yeah.
you, and like
And then they threw out that demo.
I think-
enough of that.
I think Street Fighter V is a really interesting scenario because it's like you actually the Avengers was a good point to bring up. You don't want to and I never want to say anybody's baiting anything because it's like that is like shaming the victim, and like I
Right.
think it's it should always be like that sucks that that happened for you, sorry, like
Yeah.
you didn't do anything
Right,
wrong,
right.
but you're probably asking for it if like day after day after day you're like 5 days till the trailer, it's like someone's gonna grab that
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
if you're
exactly.
literally like just baiting it. But if you're like, oh, we're gonna make some announcement, you don't know. If Marvel just says some announcement, then it's like I don't know where to search, I don't know who to hack, like I don't know where to look.
Hack
But the
'em
thing that
all.
bothers me about Street Fighter is it literally was just in the PlayStation event. They're like, we're gonna have this community event, we're gonna have this for you. You can buy tickets to it. We want everyone to come there, come to this thing.
And we're
somebody's
gonna
just like,
stream it all
mine.
live.
Somebody's like, I'm yanking this thing out of that because that's not cool enough for me.
No.
That you're literally like allowing me to go and meet developers. And then on the cherry on the Sunday is going to be this cool announcement. It's like my cherry.
Well,
like,
actually, in that case, what makes me angrier than anything, it was officially posted from Sony in Japan. Just somebody like
I mean,
effed
yeah,
up a
that
time
was
zone
just,
or
I
something.
think, a screw up.
Yeah, it was just a dumb
they
screw up.
miscalculated the like when they were scheduling before they went on vacation to come to
Yeah.
America to do the PlayStation experience. They just scheduled it a day in advance.
And didn't
'cause
have
they're
another
on a
person to
different. They're on the
triple
other
check that.
time.
oh man.
You know,
I
like
didn't
that
know
was just like a total like I hit the wrong number.
Yeah.
Oops. You know.
Oops.
Innocent
That's
mistake.
a big oops.
I mean, the thing with like movies, just to veer off for a second, like Huber sent an article the other day about like the state of movies in the current state of movies, whatever. But like the case of Avengers is so funny to me because those movies to me now, and this might not be a popular opinion, but hey, I'm used to that.
Mm-hmm.
But like those movies almost just feel like trailers in themselves. They're 2-hour trailers for the next Avengers movie.
No,
like,
that's not fair.
There's the next Hulk movie. Like it's all about the after credits like tease, Like that's why I was so happy that at the end of I won't say what it is, but at the end of Guardians, like it wasn't an Avengers tie-in because I
Yeah.
was so afraid of that. I was like, don't ruin this beautiful thing with your crappy Avengers.
And they just have a weird joke.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it was
love that.
beautiful, it was
Yeah.
perfect. And I was like the current state of movies is that every movie is a lead into another movie. Every movie is just a product placement for the next movie. It's just advertisement. Everything's a trailer. So like when an Avengers trailer is being teased, right? Yeah, you win.
Yeah.
But like when an Avengers trailer is being teased, I'm like, okay, you're teasing me for the tease, for the tease, for the thing that's ultimately just a tease.
Yeah.
And it's just like, come on. Like when do I get the cake?
Eat it
well,
up,
if you get more
idiots.
leaks,
Yeah,
you never
yeah.
get the cake.
And that's
you
the
get
thing.
it
Is like,
separately.
fight
that's the
back.
thing. We're
Yeah.
in a world where leaking almost doesn't matter anymore because even when the thing comes out, it's just a leak for a trailer for.
What if you had a trailer for a
advertisement?
leak?
Yeah.
What if somebody hacked a website and then that's what we're getting now with
Yeah.
with
Fake-
interview?
fake
Isn't that what
trailers.
they made a trailer for the Christmas leak. They're like, coming Christmas Day, more Sony information.
Are you dead serious?
Yeah, they're gonna like
Wait, the
release a
hackers
bunch.
did?
Yeah, they're gonna release a
Oh
bunch
my
more. No, I mean
God.
they didn't. I don't know if they made like an
Oh,
actual
what if they-
video,
yeah.
but like
But they teased it. They
if you,
teased.
you could hack information and then say I have the trailer ahead of time and then put up a trailer for a hack of a leak. Of
But
a
that's
trailer,
what Sony
of
should
a game
then,
of a trailer.
Sony should then have like. I mean, this is ridiculous, but like they should duplicate an infrastructure. Give everyone 2 computers. One is on the extranet, one is on the internet that people can access and hack, and everything on them is fake. They're all fake trailers and all fake information, and then
You
you
need
have
to
an
set-
intranet
Yeah.
where all your real stuff happens.
It's like
that's
Fast and the
inaccessible.
Furious. You know, you have to send 10 cars out,
Yeah.
and you got to like
Yeah.
find the right one, and they figure it out by how close the bottom of the
One
car
of
is to
them
the
is
road,
low.
which means
Which
there's more
movie is
people in the
that?
car, which means.
Wait, no, that was
It
the
has-
Italian job.
Italian
Yeah,
job. 'Cause
yeah.
That one has the money because it's riding lower. Yeah.
But I just want to say, okay,
Dump trucks.
But I just want to say actually that like
Whatever it was.
I've been surprised in the last 4 or 5 months how obsessed I am with this concept. And I just want to point out for fans, and we're talking about year in review. There are some topics that we have not discussed on GT Time. One that rhymes with Blamerblade. You know that like we're just like, that's not. I just don't.
Do you want to?
No,
a
I
sticky
don't.
wicket.
We're doing
Because
the
I
year in review. How do we ignore Blamer Blade?
because there's not. First of all, what the hell else are you going to say that hasn't already been said? And
Yeah.
it's just not. We have to pick and choose our battles. Like there's a lot to talk about. You know, people being fired, like terrible things happening to people that we're just like we're not going to add to the conversation. You know, there's not really a point that we need to bring to that. And I feel
Sometimes-
being game trailers and talking about leaked announcements, and it's like right in our wheelhouse. Like
Yeah.
it's really something that like I
That's us.
don't know if we need to create a show where we like cover leaks because that seems counterintuitive.
Don't do that. Gross.
Because that's like
leaks
the
on-
opposite of
Yeah.
like being offended by it. But I got a little soapboxy this year on social media about I don't like this.
It was our first real fight, you and
Done.
Damiani.
I know.
Wow.
I loved it.
He left. He moved to Texas because we got in that fight.
Yeah.
That was the day he came in, said I'm leaving.
Another big weird trend of 2014, big buys. Listen to this. All 3 of these happened this year. Amazon purchased Twitch for $970 million. Facebook purchased Oculus for $2 billion.
So weird.
Microsoft purchased Minecraft for $2.5 billion. The
Mojang.
biggest purchase of the 3 of those.
Did they purchase Minecraft or Mojang?
Minecraft. Oh, I think, and Mojang.
Right?
Yes. Right. They
I'm
purchased.
unclear, yeah.
They bought
I think-
Mojang. Mojang
yeah.
only makes Minecraft.
Well,
And
it
Notch
makes scrolls
says I'm
and
out.
Cobalt
What's
also.
funny about all 3 of those announcements is like all 3 of those things aren't something where you're like, oh, Minecraft? Minecraft. Let me look that
Right.
up. Like Twitch, is this a new
Yeah.
thing on the streets? The kids are
Sure.
really excited about this Twitch thing. You know, like they were all like tried and true, and so that's why they're so expensive because like they were way too late. Oh, they're way too. They seriously took their time buying Minecraft. Way too late to the party on Twitch. You know, and I mean, even though Oculus hasn't come out yet, you know, it's like. I had already tried on and played extensively that product before they even considered it. Like, we should probably buy these guys.
No, but I think though on CNBC they have to explain what Oculus is.
Right.
When they say that, you know what I
Right.
mean? To us it makes total sense, but on CNBC they're like, what is this?
But what are we, the knowledgeable and expert panel of
Uniquely
super
talented and
sweet,
knowledgeable.
awesome people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should
I
change
think
that.
anyone
Should put
watching
awesome
this,
in there somewhere.
Hit the word awesome.
anyone that goes to game trailers or any of these websites, yeah, obviously knows all these things. But yeah, like someone watching MSNBC or whatever, never heard of Twitch.
Right.
But like, they also, I mean, I guess they might follow acquisitions just on a business sense, you know, and then they would be like, but everybody's heard of Minecraft. Like,
Yeah.
all my cousins and their little kids, like, they play Minecraft, you know, like,
They're gonna be making money off those poor little cousins for years.
yeah.
Maybe.
Why do you say maybe?
I think Minecraft is probably the least exciting purchase out of those 3.
That is my
Because the other
question,
2 are
is it-
technology. They
Which one do you-
represent like a thing that encompasses all things, whereas Minecraft is a brand. You know, it's like you can't stream other games through Minecraft. You can only stream Minecraft through Minecraft. You know, and so like people are, you know, how many Minecraft clones are there? It's ridiculous. It is insane.
But none of
Yeah.
them are good.
Who knows?
Yeah.
No, but they're
None
at
of them are
least
popular.
Right.
But yeah,
As
there you
popular.
go.
Yeah.
But the other 2 are platforms. You know, it's like there's all sorts of fun ways that can grow and things that you can
Well, and also, like,
facilitate
Twitch,
through it.
Twitch is exciting if they don't, like, as they've said they won't, like, if they don't, like, sully the waters with corporate malarkey, like, the Amazon backend, like those S3 servers or whatever, like Twitch is only going to get better because of this. The Facebook Oculus thing is so perplexing to me. I mean, Michael Pachter has got it all like figured out in his mind. Like they're going to sell you VR car commercials when you're on Facebook, and I'm like, Facebook is the last thing I want to look at in VR. Like that sounds like
They're not
the
gonna do
worst
that.
thing. Like it's all white, and my eyes start to bleed just thinking about it. Like going on Facebook in VR, like sounds like the most depressing, awful thing. Like you're gonna look at like your VR ex-girlfriend and just be like, ugh.
That's
Like
not
what are they thinking? Like they have to just have some other play.
Yeah, absolutely. It was Facebook wants to be as big as Google or Amazon.
Right.
Kyle, if you could have one of those three objects in your pocket, if you could own Twitch or Oculus or Minecraft, what would you pick?
That's a fantastic question. You really turn the tables on me. I'm the one who asks questions. You know what I want?
Literally turning the table right now.
I want. Yeah, you can look at the time. I want
Oh my
Twitch.
God.
I think I want Twitch of the three of those things.
Of course,
Oculus.
I'd say
because
Minecraft,
it's a
just 'cause
thing.
I'd make a
Yeah, I mean, like
Minecraft
Minecraft's
show.
a thing, but again,
and then
it's
I won't
like
get
not
sued. But like,
right. Yeah.
I own Minecraft. It's fine. But yeah.
Oculus.
Can we talk about the Telltale Minecraft Stories thing? Because that's blowing my mind.
Yeah,
That's not really year in review, but
Obviously,
that's
no.
news this
It happened
week.
this year, bitch.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
But
I
like,
thought that was a joke. I was like, that was a good one.
Yeah, I'm like, oh crap.
So earlier this morning,
have to talk about it.
It was
I just-
announced that Telltale is making a Minecraft game.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Settle down, Telltale.
Yeah, settle down.
Get out of my wheelhouse.
Damiani, can it possibly be good? Yes or no, and why?
Wow. Yeah, it could possibly be good.
Why?
Because Telltale can make good. They tell good stories and they hire
Operative
good
word
writers.
can.
Yeah, yeah.
They can make good games.
I mean, they've
They can also make Jurassic Park.
bad. Yes,
Yeah.
they've had bad games,
Yeah.
but I would say like they haven't done worse than like average since they started doing episode 1, season 1 of The Walking Dead. Nothing's been worse than average. It's either been average to exceptional. So it's been in that
Minecraft, though.
range.
But the funniest thing about this to me is like, it's literally just like anything you want stories, like, you know what I mean? Like it's like
Yeah, it seems less like, okay, we're doing our
Yeah.
thing, but now with Minecraft, it's like, no, Minecraft's doing a thing, and we're gonna work on it. You know, like we're the ones that are gonna go in there and make it.
well, they're making a whole story. Like I don't know, like
Like you have to play Minecraft to play this, right? It's not gonna be like it's its own separate
it's a
game.
standalone game.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a standalone Telltale. I don't know what
Story.
graphical style it'll have, but it'll be like point and click
It looks like
theoretically.
Minecraft,
Yeah,
except you're a dude with a beard.
like it's like, what is the story?
Yeah, this feels nebulous. Like
Yeah.
what? There's no like. I might be ignorant here, but there's no inherent lore other than what fans have made up in their heads about
Yeah.
Minecraft.
Yeah.
So there's nothing to draw upon necessarily. Like everything else they've adapted it's a keyword adapted.
Yeah.
They've adapted
Yeah.
something, and it's been based on a popular franchise or a popular story. This is just a popular a world.
Yeah.
So they have like the license to do whatever
Well,
they
no
want.
source
Like, well, we're
material.
gonna make up a story. So like they could adapt Sleeping Beauty and just put in Minecraft. Like, hey, it's the Minecraft. This is Telltale presents Minecraft. It's like, or it's Romeo and Juliet or something. You know.
Well, like I'm so ingrained in Seedlings, like it's hard for me to think of a story set in a world similar to Minecraft. Like we don't really consider Seedlings being like in Minecraft. We just use Minecraft to make it.
Yeah.
But like, it's hard for me to like think of a story other than that story. So I'm like, man, they better not steal our story. I'm like,
There's absolutely gonna be overlap.
Yeah.
And you like shake your fist every time you see it.
yeah,
They're just gonna make Tron.
yeah.
A real person
we're
gets stuck in
basically making
Minecraft.
Tron, I guess if you think
Oh,
about it.
gross. That won't happen.
Yeah,
That'd
just
be-
transfer the Minecraft world.
Yeah, I guess a real person getting stuck doesn't happen.
Let's talk about other big announcements of the year. This was a fun one. Blizzard announced that Titan was canceled, and we were like, "Oh my gosh, that's a big deal."
I was like, I've never heard of that.
Yeah. Titan was going to be like the MMO after World of Warcraft. So it was like when that was canceled, it was like, "Oh no, what are they going to do?" Poor Blizzard.
They're just gonna continue making millions of dollars every second.
Yep. And then, shoot, a matter of weeks later, here's Overwatch. Here it is. I was like, "What? What is it? You had us. You fooled me."
Misdirection.
Misdirection, yeah. And then so they announced Overwatch, and Overwatch is Blizzard's next big initiative. Were you impressed, Brandon? for those listening, that's an emphatic nod.
Yeah, the eyes opened, the head nodded, the eyebrows shot to the
They
ceiling.
made a Pixar short.
There is nothing about that announcement that was not superbly pulled off. Nobody knew.
Nobody knew.
The
Again,
videos
about
involved
leaks.
were amazing.
Dude,
Yeah.
maybe that's how you
The
fight off
game
leaks.
was playable at the event.
Yeah, you're
People
right.
played it 10 minutes after they found out about it.
Yeah.
And it was at their own party. The Metallica capped off. It's like you did it. There's no thing where it's like, well, you know what I would have done, because that's like where I really get pompous is when I like watch a trailer and I'm just like, God, if you just moved
Yeah.
and then you did and then you at that part at the end you didn't, God, it would be perfect. And that's like there's nothing I can say from the editing to the writing to the conception to the actual game itself to like adding that type of game to your available roster. It's like it's like the only way, like even a young development company that's like, how could I learn from that? Like you can't, because you need Blizzard's pedigree to make that kind of an announcement. Like
True.
you need
Yeah,
the
yeah.
heaviness and actually, to be honest, the stagnation of franchises like StarCraft and Warcraft, and even something like Hearthstone, as much as we love that, is kind of like, okay, Thrall again, or it's just
Yeah.
like, what? This got to be based on something, Like I remember actually Heroes of the Storm got announced this year. We got the first debut trailer of that. And I was like, okay.
I think it's been
I
in
like-
development for a while. But yeah.
I thought I'd be way more excited seeing Jaina take on Diablo than I am right now, actually. Like it's kind of, I'm like amused by it, but I'm not like, of course, oh my God, all their franchises together, let's do this. Whereas like Overwatch, it just.
The craziest thing about Overwatch is like I missed the announcement. I wasn't watching the keynote or whatever. I've seen a little bit of gameplay. Multiplayer shooter stuff isn't really my thing. I've only seen the last minute and a half of the 5-6 minute Pixar movie, and I got goosebumps for the majority of what you were just talking about.
yeah.
I'm
I'm
not
like, what the
exactly.
hell?
I'm probably not gonna play this game that much, and
Yeah.
it's still like
Yeah.
Yeah, the game probably won't be
perfect.
my thing, but
add
like
promotion perfection, just nailed it.
it's almost
it's
it's
like
not fair. I think it's not like when you were like, oh yeah, I really like this trailer. I'm like, it's not fair. It's not fair. It's a 6-minute, beautiful film.
Yeah.
Like with some of the best CG.
But imagine if you're like a struggling Japanese
Right.
role-playing developer and you play Dark Souls 2 and you're like, this isn't fair.
Right.
With all their money and their experience.
and their quality game design and brilliant ideas.
Yeah, that's my question, Damiani. Can people learn something from this, or is it really just like no, only Blizzard can pull that off? Is there something to learn?
Is the thing you learn is this is what you dream
Yeah.
about.
Sure.
This is what you strive to be one day. You got to look back at your beginnings and say, man, remember that time when we had to use in-game visuals only on our like own engine that were like, or that we had to like license from like Unreal 3.
Who
we
is
couldn't
this,
even
by the
afford. We
way?
couldn't even afford Unreal 4.
Who's
Unreal
speaking
3.
right now?
Some indie. No, this is
Some
an
indie game?
guy.
Okay. All
I
right.
mean, it's better to aim high and
Yeah.
fail than aim
Yeah, yeah.
for what you can do and succeed.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like 10 years later, hey man, we bought Pixar.
Who are these people?
Disney, I guess.
We bought Pixar. We make amazing short films.
Oh, that's the other thing too, that it wasn't like, oh, who did that? Like Blizzard did that. It's like it was an internal
They
team
didn't
at
hire
Blizzard that
Blur.
produced that.
Yeah,
song.
yeah.
Yeah, that's incredible.
That was their
That's just-
in-house
No Blur,
team. That was an
no
entire.
Pixar, no Weta
know.
Digital, no
Yeah.
ILM.
So I think again, going back to leaks, that's probably a big reason why it didn't leak. It was all internal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like Ian's theory that you do this little red herring. You say, "Oh,
Here's
sorry,
the thing.
we have
you
nothing to show."
start an MMO 6 years in advance, 7 years in advance, so that you can cancel it a month before you announce your real game
Yeah.
that you've never mentioned.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Like
It's pretty cool.
I know they probably didn't really do that, but if they really did that, Blizzard is incredible.
It's like this was going to be a component of the MMO. Like,
Right.
They
is
never
what this
showed
came out of.
anything. They, not saying they did this, but you could totally be lying for the last 6 years.
Right.
Yeah, we're making
Yeah.
progress through it.
Exactly.
I think, yeah.
That's what I'm
So-
saying. Like every company should do this. Announce something kind of cool, but not like announce something that's basically the same thing you did before.
Like
but
Last
kinda better.
Guardian.
right? And then Team Ico is going to come out and be like, we've got this other thing. It's a multiplayer shooter.
There you go.
Get ready. Here's a 6-minute short film.
The kid shows back up.
Agro! I just cocked a machine gun, but whatever.
So we're gonna have to just do loved it, or I'm okay with it, or I hated it for the last few stories because
Okay.
we're running short on
Yeah, I
time.
really have to go to the bathroom.
Project Morpheus was announced this year. Brandon,
What's the middle one?
I'm okay with it.
I'm okay with it.
I'm
Ian,
okay with it.
Damiani,
Sometimes.
sometimes what?
You know, like sometimes, always, never. Sometimes in the middle.
Okay. Activision did their Sierra initiative this year.
No
They
context.
have
There we
their,
go.
their
The what?
Sierra came back
Oh.
under Activision. It's like their indie initiative. Geometry Wars 3 and recently King's Quest. Brandon.
My wife is really excited about it. It's just the name. I mean, we got to get good games first before I
Yeah.
can get really excited about it.
Ian.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care about Geometry Wars at all. King's Quest, the background art is really cool, so I'm okay with it.
I guess the idea is, hey, look at Activision doing small games.
Yeah,
A hopeful, I'm okay with it.
Okay.
yeah. We'll see if the Empire can make something worthwhile.
Damiani.
Okay with it. I don't trust Activision with
Yeah,
anything.
exactly.
Geometry Wars 3 is pretty good.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
Very lukewarm responses.
The new 3DS was announced this year. Brandon.
But
I'm okay with this.
Ian.
Yeah, whatever.
Damiani.
it's next year.
But it was announced this year.
Don't
That was the
care.
thing that was announced.
We're
well,
not getting it this year.
Isn't it out
well,
in Japan?
3DS
Down in
sales
Japan.
tanked after they announced it in the U.S. After they
Is
announced
that
it in
what like the
Japan,
announcement? Because I want the new 3DS.
Yeah, it's cooler,
Yeah.
right?
yeah, Nintendo America
The timing of the
still
announcement
is not
always hate
official.
to hate something that's
the timing of the
cool.
announcement was bad. That's like the negative.
I think that was an
choice.
awful announcement. Yeah.
The announcement was the worst.
They're still not talking about it.
I know it doesn't exist.
Reggie still will not answer any question about a new 3DS. What is that? EA does EA Access, their early access thing where you get lots of free games. You get to try EA games early for free, and it's a huge success. Brandon.
I'm okay with it.
Nice. Okay. Ian.
Whatever. Yeah.
Damiani.
Sure.
Oh my gosh.
You picked the
You gotta-
most
you gotta pick
kind
better
of interesting
stories.
headlines
Yeah,
of the
I
year.
I think that story's
This is
crazy.
GG time.
I think that story's crazy because they pulled it off and people like it. Everyone who paid $50 for
really
EA
like it?
Access.
People like
Yeah.
people like
I don't hear people
sports.
talking about it that much.
Yeah, it is basically
People
like
like-
EA regulars who
Yeah.
are into it.
People
But all these
like
stories are
things.
things that it's like it's like free to play. It's like free to play. It's like the game's free. What? How are you mad about
Yeah.
free?
It was
You know,
50,
so it's like
EA Access is $50.
I'm not making that comparison, financial comparison between the two. But it's like the free to play games are positive because you are getting something for free. Like this is positive because like you are paying a certain amount of money and getting goods. You know what I mean? It's not like I don't know. So it's
Would it
something
be
that.
weird if I go to the bathroom? I drank a talking ran in about 20 ounces of water during this.
Well, who's to blame for that?
Me.
We got 60 more seconds.
All right.
Okay.
finished.
Last one. Amazon's stupid console, the Fire TV, launched this year. Can I get some I hates it's?
It sounds neat. It's just tough for me to care. It does sound cool, and they
Just
are.
say I hate it. Give
And
me
they
that.
are
I'll
announcing.
only-
They are announcing more stuff for it.
All I
won't
want
get-
is I hate it.
Here's
Ian?
the thing. Here's the thing. Like, someone releasing a failed console,
Yeah.
I don't hate because the sales damned them automatically.
Sure.
Like, I don't hate that. You want hate? Talk about Sclamer Sklate. Or,
Sure.
You want hate? Talk
Yeah.
about something worth hating.
Yeah.
Disclaimers.
Damiani, what do you think about Fire TV?
Stupid.
Yes.
Amazon, go focus on Twitch.
Thank you. There we go.
You're gonna miss
Okay.
him, huh?
I'm gonna miss that. I need that at the end of the couch. Programming note to everybody: the end of the couch is gonna be the rotating chair from this day forward. We'll just get a new person in every single week, and Blood will still be there where Ian is sitting. Just hopefully, not on vacation all the time.
Yeah, slacker, man.
Slacker.
Blood works so hard, man. He stays here so late and gets here so early. He's so critical of me when okay. Let's do a closing bet. That was the year in review. I wanted to talk about PT more. I'll do it in our video.
PT's awesome.
PT was incredible. That's such a weird thing.
And I want to
this
make
year.
more. We actually, just as a word to people checking out, I'm usurping the bet plug right now because I can exercise that power every now and then. But we're getting ready for a Game of the Year award stuff, and we even did videos where we asked every single employee of Game Trailers what were your personal picks of the year, and it's we still can talk more. We're actually not going to do a big trailer wrap up. We're going to do that in January, and even in January I want to do more just kind of year in the review stuff because a lot of cool stuff happened.
They're called the
Yeah.
Boadies.
I don't feel like we get to talk about games enough.
We don't.
I want to do more of that
Let's
next
talk more
year.
about games. I love talking about games. Let's do a bet though. Let's do a bet for after the break.
Okay.
I'm gonna make it really easy. Don't
This
even-
is the first bet of the next season.
first bet of season 2.
This is if I win this bet, I'm in the lead.
Exactly. Yeah,
the-
yeah, yeah.
the scores start over?
The scores are gonna reset. Yeah,
Oh.
because the guest seat needs its own points.
Yeah.
You know what I was like when I got really silent and was just struggling to say? It's because I want to give you that seat. I want to give you the rotating chair, but I feel like everyone else in the office feels offended that they're not on GT time, and so this is my way to make everyone in this office feel happy that they can all be
I
on
try to do
GT
that every day, and it's impossible. Although I do
yeah.
have to bring up the question. So if you're going to come up with a bet, that bet carries over to Bloodworth. And if Damiani's going to make a bet, that bet carries over to the guest. So just, I think by a rule, no offense, the next guest should not be Ian. Because Ian picking up his bet seems
I'd
weird.
have 2 chances
Oh, okay.
to win.
Oh, I see.
You know what I mean?
We got to be fair. We get these points are important. We got to play by the rules. Okay.
Also, it's weird that you're starting the new season on a lie.
How do you mean?
2 people are betting for people that aren't.
You bet for the seat.
Well, we're starting the new season earlier
guess.
because it hasn't been a full year of GT time yet, right?
Right.
So you're starting a little bit earlier, so the lies will even out.
Okay, yeah.
You know, as long as we fill January, February with enough truths.
Poor Ian, I promised him 60
really have to
seconds.
pee.
Okay, so I'm going to look at the number of views on this episode of GT Time when we get back. Right before we record, what number will be the last digit?
Turn off your mic and we'll blur it out.
Brandon, it's your seat's turn to choose whether you want to go first or last.
I'll go first.
Okay.
I don't even know what the question was. I wasn't paying attention.
Last digit on the number of views this episode of GT Time will get.
Oh, God.
5.
Okay? I'm going to pick a 9.
I like it because it's not like this or more. Like it's a very specific number.
Yeah.
There's a potential where we could all lose this bet, or the closest to it, I guess.
We'll do closest to,
Okay.
but it'll wrap around. Okay, Damiani.
Oh man, you're wrapping around.
No, this is no stress. This was supposed to be a no stress question. Just give me a number 1 to 10.
Gotta pee, Damiani.
7.
Okay.
There you go. I'm gonna say 1.
Great. Let me lock those in. Okay, last lock of 2014.
God, if you'd let those loose over Christmas break,
Oh, that would have been.
I'd had to fly back
awful.
from Florida.
Yeah. Missing Christmas.
Florida.
Yeah.
Last week,
My summer home. I'm just kidding.
the NPD thread on NeoGAF, we bet how many pages long it would be because we knew
I-
something
Oh,
big
yeah.
was
I lost this within minutes.
So it was,
10,000 pages.
a strange thing happened because very early in the thread, good old Crazy Buttocks on a boat came in, on a train. Crazy Buttocks on a train came in, said, hey, Sony only lost by 7 to 10,000, and everyone went nuts. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it was that close. And then the people who knew came in and said, no, it's not even close to that close. It's more like 400,000 that the Xbox One won by. So, crazy thread, record-breaking thread. There are now 172 pages of that thread. I bet 250. Brandon bet 102. The winning bet is 102. It got real close, Brandon. You won.
I'm in the lead. Oh wait, no, I wrapped up the year in 4th place.
No, you wrapped up the year tied with me for 3rd.
Nice.
Not nice.
You're both
Wow,
losers.
a year is a long time, you know?
Yeah. It is that's a lot of points. So
Wow, I did
everyone
not
who's
even
curious, that leaves Brandon with 8,
Wow.
myself with 8, Damiani beats us with 9, Bloodworth, of course, had 12. Bloodworth's seat, anyway, yeah.
Can you feel it? Can you feel
I
the
think
surge?
I got him one of those points.
I just imagine Bloodworth,
Maybe
wherever
2,
he is,
yeah.
is just like, what's that? What's that?
Yeah.
Feeling of accomplishment that just came
really
over me. What?
power.
It's really
Yeah.
power. It just starts rubbing his belly.
Yeah.
Yummy. Yeah, Brandon, you were behind for so long. You had only had 1 point, and somehow you caught up to me.
And honestly, if I had only won one bet the entire year, winning the last bet, I feel.
Yeah, 102. That was a good bet.
I like the taste of that. That's really nice.
So,
Ian Egg, ladies and gentlemen.
Brandon, you may now plug any video and say goodbye. However, I mean, if I may make a suggestion,
Yes.
you already plugged something, and maybe Damiani has something to plug, so maybe you could give him a little Christmas present and maybe give him the plug.
Do you want to plug something down here?
Oh, I already talked about the PAX thing.
We didn't, though. What is your panel? what are
Oh,
you doing
there's
at
two
PAX?
things. I thought we did on here.
We didn't. You teased it, and I said maybe if you
Well,
win some
because-
bets, you can do it. And then you're
Oh,
like,
okay. So PAX South is happening next month. Yes, still will be next month. We're at the end of December. January 22nd through 24th. I might have those dates wrong. It's like one of the last weekends. I'm going to be at PAX South, and I'm going to be doing a panel. It's the Saturday. I forget what day that is, whatever day that is, at 8 or 8:30.
Oh my gosh. You have no information about this?
No, I do have the information. I just don't have it memorized. I have it. It's on. I had posted on my Twitter.
Okay.
I believe it's 8:30. It's 8:30 on Saturday. I have the theater
Saturday
name.
in January? Which one?
20 something. 21st, 22nd, 23rd,
Okay.
24th.
I'm looking it up.
So Kyle's helping us out real quick.
So I got, oh my gosh, Saturday is going to be like the 31st.
No, week before.
Oh, okay. So then that Saturday will be
24th.
the 24th.
Okay, so Saturday, January 24th at 8:30 p.m. There's gonna be a pop fiction panel. Though, we'll talk about anything you want there. I'm just gonna show off a new thing for pop fiction there.
What do you mean? What's the new thing? What are you showing off?
So that's like the
Hype
second
it.
announcement. So the great folks over at, I shouldn't call them folks, the staff over at Kingdom Hearts Insider, who helped us with the Kingdom Hearts timeline.
Hold on, why can't we call them folks?
That sounds like so like old fashioned.
It does sound old-fashioned.
And they're like I'm older than all of them, I think. So I don't think it's like weird to call. That sounds like older sounding.
You're right,
So it's
you're
a little
right, yeah.
weird.
Okay.
So the staff there,
The young scrappers.
they, as Kyle said, they helped out with the Kingdom Hearts timeline by helping me understand a lot of the confusing stuff.
Uh-huh.
So they wanted to do. They felt that the timeline was very focused, but there's a lot of other mysteries and issues
Insufficient.
that are too complicated or too convoluted to throw into something that's supposed to get the average person to understand the complex storyline of Kingdom Hearts. So we're doing that finally. It's going to happen in January. I believe there's going to be 5 episodes, but instead of putting them under timeline, we're going to put them under pop fiction because they're mysteries. We're explaining mysteries.
Have you seen
behind-
Pop Fiction before?
Yeah, so you're doing 5 episodes on Kingdom Hearts?
They're short, so they're not full. So they're not going to be like normal episodes of Pop Fiction where we test something out.
Uh-huh.
This is story based, but we're explaining like the mystery.
And they're debuting at PAX.
Well, one of them will. At least one will be there. The
Nice.
first one, the script is now done. So turning that in actually the day before this goes up, which is Thursday.
Yeah.
And hopefully we can get that into production soon. They're going to be about 10 minutes long each, so they're not like hour-long masterpiece thingamajigs. 10-minute long, and they talk about a key mystery. And the first one's going to be about how the hell time travel works in Kingdom Hearts. Because the Dream Drop Distance, the main villain Xehanort, there's time travel involved. You're like, what the heck is this? Like even the timeline, we're like, yeah, he could travel through time. We didn't even bother to like go into that.
Yeah,
Because
I like
at the
that.
time I was
I
just
like
like,
that you're
what's
willing to
going
get
on?
in there and get into the nitty-gritty.
Yeah, each of these complex subjects is getting a 10-minute video to explain how they work. And some of them won't have definitive answers because we won't know till Kingdom Hearts 3. So we're starting off with the ones that we definitely know an answer to. Just might be a little bit difficult for the average person to like understand unless they got really into the lore and reading the materials and stuff. So we're trying to make it as simple as possible for you to understand. So time travel, what's the mystery of time travel? How does it actually work? Does it actually make sense to it? That'll be the first episode. And then we're gonna get to more complicated stuff that there isn't a definitive answer for yet. So it's gonna be like the inconclusive because there's no like actual answer. But we'll prep you for, hey, when Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out, you're going to get that answer. You're going to know what to be looking for so you could solve this mystery.
Damiani, Brendan was very generous to grant you his plug, and then you rolled it out over the course of 5 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks, man.
You asked for it.
But he's done.
I asked for the PAX South plug. Like, hey,
Well, this ties in because we're showing off one of the videos. I don't know
Yeah.
which one yet.
Yeah.
Whichever one is done closest to before I go is the one I'll bring.
I'm not okay with you bringing up Xehanort.
You're going to love this because there's young Xehanort, there's apprentice Xehanort, there's master Xehanort.
The Xehanort who goes by a false name.
You're talking about Ansem and Zemnis.
Ansem. Yeah.
Zemnis.
The heartless and the nobody.
Mm-hmm. I'm not okay with you talking about those on this show.
I'm not okay with knowing anything about any of these people. And
It
I
is
know
cool that Ian knows
way too much about these people.
Ian edited Timeline?
Yeah.
So Ian's a pro on Kingdom Hearts as well.
Oh, Kingdom Hearts.
This is the timeline couch right
Well,
here.
people kept asking for
yeah.
to do some kind of pop fiction on the Kingdom Hearts. I'm like, there's not really anything there's no like real practical myths about Kingdom Hearts to test out.
Yeah.
Closest we did was the Pop Facts episode about the unused stuff.
Yeah.
And there's other unused stuff, so you could do that type of thing.
You
But
could answer the greatest myth of all.
oh, great, here it comes.
Why?
It was one crazy elevator ride. That's the answer.
Oh no, that's not true actually.
What?
The whole elevator ride story is fiction.
No.
Oh, do an episode.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, it is. That was at the event I
What is
went to.
this?
They specifically talked about that.
They said that is fiction. They said Electronic
I can
Gaming
do this in
Monthly
30
made it
seconds.
up.
Kingdom Hearts came about because Disney Japan and Square Enix, or Square at the time, Japan, talked about trying to make an animated movie.
In an elevator.
No. They shared the same building, but it wasn't in an
They were
elevator.
feasibly in an elevator.
They had a meeting, like an actual real meeting about doing a movie in the late 90s.
But they could have had an elevator meeting about the meeting before.
Square then went to make the Square Pictures to make Spirits Within. It bombed. They're like, and then Disney Japan went through staff changes. So between the bomb and Square Enix animation doing terrible and like going horribly over budget, like this might not be a good idea. So then they said, we still want to do something with you. Maybe we just make a game. And then Nomura volunteered, I'll spearhead this project, and it became Kingdom
Because
Hearts.
he was in the back of the
Oh,
elevator.
he was not in the back of an elevator.
He was like,
It became
hey,
Kingdom Hearts.
let me show you my
Okay,
drawings.
okay, we've checked the camera logs. It's been confirmed that no member of Square Enix and no member of Disney ever talked to each other in an elevator ever.
About business.
Ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it was about their
They talked,
children
but, like-
or their pets.
But the
That was
idea
it.
of Final Fantasy and Disney characters being in some kind of collaborative thing started in the late 90s about a movie project. That's where the idea came from.
I heard in Kingdom Hearts 3, you actually go into that elevator. That's
like
where
a
it is the whole
3-hour
time.
sequence.
That's the thing. Like it's like the room with all the chairs that the organization sits
The
in.
big
That's like in the
white
middle. That's the elevator. You know, like comes up like Bill and Ted's with
That
the,
room
with
has
the
a
phone
name,
booth.
apparently. I
It
didn't
does
realize.
actually go up
They're
and
like-
down.
That room has a name.
Nomura steps
Like,
out.
really? I didn't realize what it was till I was reading the script
What's
for
the
this
name of
first
the
episode.
room?
I forget.
Get it while you can.
It's like a
This is it.
phrase.
The time is ticking away. It's seeping away.
I know. Yeah. Man.
Like when Roxas, when Sora regained his memories and Roxas vanished into nothingness. He's
I
gone.
like see
he's,
people
he's
know
seeping
people
away.
remember stuff.
So I wanted to.
It was really emotional. The music.
It's really timeline's really good.
I can't hear that. What is the song, the main one that makes me want to
Dearly
cry?
Beloved?
Yeah.
That's the song that makes me cry. That's what you should listen to, guys. That's my plug. The song that makes Ian cry.
All I
Thank you
can
for a
think of
great
like
year.
the J-pop songs. I don't know like the.
Oh.
I don't like those ones.
Way.
Utada's songs.
The
Yeah.
piano ones. The one on the piano.
How's that
There's
one go?
piano
Memories?
no, there's orchestral versions of them.
How's
Simple and Clean and Passion.
Sing it. How does it go?
Which one?
Just give me a few notes. The one that makes you cry.
Oh, I don't know. It's like the main one. The one.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when it like kicks in, goosebumps.
Yeah. I know
I've
what
never
you're
even.
talking
I played like
It's
20
like a
minutes of the
duet,
first one.
actually.
So I,
It's two pianos playing it, yeah.
I
Oh,
wanted
yeah.
to end the show by giving Damiani 10 minutes, but like we did. We did that.
There you go. I
like,
thought ahead of you.
Here's another plug. Like he gets to do his year-end review thing also. Like with Brandon. We're doing
Right.
like one-on-ones.
Oh, yes.
And that is like
The real, true Game of the Universe 2014 awards.
prepare yourself for trolling. That's
By
going to
Michael
become
Mann.
No
yeah.
Country for 7.8.
Okay. So Brandon, you can wrap it up. You won the bet.
Have our names been up here the whole time? Or,
Yes.
No.
That's on Ian.
No.
That's you can.
They
announce it
last
now.
as long as they last.
Yeah.
I'll put them up whenever.
So if they're up now or before or after at some point, get MB Damiani, right?
Yep.
At MB
Maybe.
Damiani, get it while it's hot.
Yeah.
Because
While it's hot.
you will not get any more reminders on GT Time of what his Twitter handle is. And Pop Fiction also has any secret Twitter accounts you have that we should be aware of.
The Pop Fiction one. That's
Just
in the
Pop Fiction.
videos, though. Like, we always put the Facebook.
But
and-
yeah, if you want to bug this guy about fun stuff that he could do, just Mike in general. You know why he's Damiani. That's why he can pull that
I
off.
wanna
That's why
bug
he
him
can
about
move to Texas.
Daily Damiani. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
he just has his damn shows that he
Hey.
does that people like, that he's good at.
Daily
It's just like
Damiani.
need to go to more events. You go to like PAX South,
Who is we? What?
GT.
Oh, absolutely.
Branch out.
Sure.
Yes, and then next up is GT.
We're so internal.
GT East.
Right.
That's the dream.
Yep.
You guys are
I'll
gonna
move to
get-
Boston.
We'll all go to New York. We'll
Yeah.
set up an office in New York.
That's what I'm pitching. Is our first video out of the New York office in
Rockefeller
2015.
Center. Yeah, we're gonna go.
Yeah.
we're
Then you
gonna-
can go to
We're
the
gonna live
Nintendo
in
World
Nintendo
Store.
Store.
Nintendo
Times
World
Square.
Store.
That's what I'm talking about. We're here from not
Yeah.
Times Square.
That's it. There's 2014 for video games and game trailers. Thank you guys so much for
Play
watching.
the New Year's music now.
And I've said this like a billion times in videos,
we're
but
not
just
going
thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking with us. If you've been a longtime fan, it was a wacky transition year for this show, for all shows,
Tell
for
your
GT as a
friends.
whole. And if you're hearing me say this, that means you're sticking around and watching, and that means I love you and we love you. And have a wonderful holiday and New Year. I love.
Let's go.